Hello, you, and welcome to your Marlowe Looky-Loo storybook. I'll be your Marlowe storyteller. You can read along with me in your own book, too. When you hear this sound, it'll be time to turn the page. A Marlowe Looky-Loo storyteller book and record. Let's visit our friends by going to the very first page. Springtime salutations by... What a beautiful day in home, isn't it, neighbor? Just like every day before today and every day after. Today is a special day in home for our most joyful resident in the neighborhood, Julie Joyful. Julie? Julie Joyful?
What? Huh? No, Frank, the tulips don't think your bow tie looks silly.
Julie? Wake up, Julie.
Good morning, storyteller.
Good morning, Julie. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Julie Joyful was getting ready for a very special day after her very long hibernation.
You're telling me it felt extra long this time. Oh, I've been dreaming of this day since homewarming. Now it's time to spring into action and say salutations to springtime. And good morning.
Julie threw open the door and hopped outside, letting the warm rays of the sun shine down upon her. Oh, never mind. She instead jumped into a pile of snow.
What? What's going on here?
Julie shouted. What was right? All of home was still covered in a blanket of snow. What should have been a beautiful and sunny day was instead just as cold and dreary as the day she went into her sweet winter slumber.
You're telling me this is outrageous! Outrageous! Outrageous of every sort! Why, I oughta go!
With that, Julie stormed back inside. This rainbow monster wouldn't take this unexpected snow day sitting down. No, sir. When she came back out, she knew just what to do.
I know just what to do. But first... Frank!
Of course. Julie called for the grouchiest, grayest grump in all of home, Frank Frankly. Julie ran up to his door and gave it a hearty kick-in. She galloped up the stairs and leaped onto his bed, scaring him awake.
Ah! Ah! Oh, Julie, it's just you. Springtime salutations, Julie.
Hold on to those salutations, Frank. There's no springtime to see,
Julie said. She grabbed a hold of Frank's head and turned it towards the window.
Look!
It was just as Julie said. The neighborhood was covered in snow. Frank could even see it covering the clock tower in town. He got a gander at his poor garden. Frank even got a glance at Eddie.
Morning, Mr. Frankly. Morning, Miss Joyful. Whoop!
My tomatoes! Look at how terribly cold they are.
Frank said.
Julie, how are you already awake if spring hasn't sprung?
It's a rainbow monster's intuition to know when it's time to spring into spring. But if springtime hasn't sprung, I can't spring. You see?
Barely. I just woke up.
Frank grumbled.
This hasn't happened before, has it? What do we do now? The bugs are expecting a wake-up call soon, but instead of flower fields, they'll just see snowy sleets.
Fret not, Frank Frankly. Your Julie Joyful will uncover exactly who the real culprit is of this unsprung spring,
Julie said.
Culprit? What do you mean, culprit, Julie?
No time to explain, Frank. We got places to be and folks to see,
Julie insisted.
What? But where are we going? It's chilly outside.
Always with the questions. We don't have time to lose. I'll meet you outside.
What?
As quickly as she came inside, Julie ran off Frank's bed and leaped through the window of his home and fell down onto Eddie below.
Thanks for breaking my fall, Eddie.
Oh, happy to be of service.
Once Frank had put on his winter clothing, he and Julie set out to uncover who was to blame for the delay in springtime. While Frank seemed to be lost in thought over how they would solve this problem, Julie was happily skipping along, almost as if she knew exactly where to go. As the two ventured deeper into the forest, Frank began to ask questions.
How will we get rid of all of this snow, Julie?
Frank asked.
You'll see, Frank.
Julie said.
What do you think caused the spring not to spring, Julie?
Frank asked.
You'll see, Frank.
Julie said.
I will. When will we get there, Julie?
Frank asked.
You'll see.
Julie said.
Julie, you haven't answered any of my questions. Could you at least tell me where we're going?
Frank asked.
You'll see. Oh, wait. We're here, Frank.
Julie said.
Here? Where is here?
Frank asked.
This is my family cave.
Julie cheered. Indeed it was. Julie and Frank had arrived at the entrance of a cave that sat atop the nearby mountain.
It's where I bloomed when I was just a rainbow monster blush. Let's go inside. My brother and sisters are going to fix all of this.
Frank was in disbelief over how far they had traveled as they both walked inside to greet Julie's siblings.
Your brothers and sisters?
That's right, Frank. They're the Joyfuls.
Julie exclaimed.
That's my tough sister Franny, my groovy brother Jonesy, and my sister Bee, who is as sweet as honey. Don't they just look like the flower's petals?
They look asleep.
Frank was right. There, the Joyfuls were all still nestled in their nests, fast asleep.
Oh, that explains why they didn't say hi. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Julie said.
Uh-oh, I'm feeling bombed out.
Don't be frantic.
We're jonesing for a good time.
Just remember to be
Joyful.
I'm too tired for this. The three rainbow monsters shot up in their nests as they looked at Julie and Frank. Julie, is that you? What are you doing barging into our cave unannounced? We need our sleep.
Why all the yelling, sis? Jules is just throwing a surprise party for us. You're making my leaves wilt with all this commotion.
You two are talking over her. I bet she has a very good reason to wake up. Isn't that right, Julie?
I do. But first, I want you all to meet Frank.
The three looked unimpressed. Awful gray, isn't he?
Have you tried wearing more purple? A pop of colour's where it's at, man. After a few hibernations, I'm sure you'll get there.
I don't think he's a rainbow monster, Jonesy. He doesn't have any horns.
No style.
No flair.
Nothing but a joy to be around.
Enough! We're not here to meet me. Julie says you all can fix what's going on with our neighborhood.
Oh, that place called home.
Yes, home's covered in snow. How can I make the flowers bloom in those conditions, my dearest siblings? I can't. I shan't. I shan't.
You won't.
I willn't.
What? Julie, I always set my alarm clock precisely. I'm never wrong.
She's right, Julie Bean. She's never wrong. She always sets my alarm clock precisely.
Because someone here doesn't.
Yeah, someone here doesn't.
I believe what they mean to say is that it sounds like you're here early, Julie.
What? But how could that be? My rainbow monster intuition woke me up and told me to spring into action.
When doesn't it? You spring into everything, even when spring is fall.
Julie, don't tell me.
Looks like you two are your whole 2 clock turns early.
Oh, man. Those are 2 terms I could have used to dream about the colour green.
Oh, wow. You're right, sis. I am early. I must have been so excited for springtime that I woke up even earlier than usual. Frank, isn't that funny?
Ugh.
That's all right, Julie. I like springtime, too. I just can't wait to burst from my burrow and greet the sun.
Yeah, and I love getting up and getting down with the seedlings and the sprouts. It's everyone's turn to be in the spotlight.
Yes, I suppose I'm fond of turning snow into morning dew so everything can grow. It didn't take long before the beautifully voiced leader of the band of rainbow monsters came to a conclusion. It settled then. Joyfuls, we are bringing spring early this turn.
Oh, goody.
Groovy.
Finally.
And bring spring early they did. The Joyfuls emerged from their cave and set to work. Franny played on her keyboard and watered the frost down to a gentle drizzle. Jonesy strummed on his bass, awakening the once sleeping greenery from their slumber. Bee blew into her flute, calling forth the rays of sunshine to beam down on all of home. Julie, however, was her own instrument. As she and Frank bid the siblings both farewell and thanks, Julie began singing the flowers into bloom.
It's time to spring, sprang, sprung, for our springtime salutations. It's time to bloom, blossom, flower, with melodious vibrations.
And all it took was some careful family collaborations.
That's right, Frank, and now it's time for our springtime salutations. Come on, Frank, let's go wake up everybody
Julie and
else.
Frank both ran through the flower fields as they made their way back to home. They just knew everyone would be overjoyed to see how beautiful the neighborhood had become after such a long, cold, dark
winter.
And you, and you, and you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh, there's another over there. Springtime salutations. What a colorful bunch you all are. Mwah. Hurry, Frank, hurry.
I'm coming. Phew. All these horticultural supplies are a lot to carry. Not all of us are natural-born flower whisperers, Julie.
Pshaw. You don't need all that fancy gardening stuff, Frank. I'm enough rainbow monster for the two of us.
So you say, but you can never be too prepared.
Don't worry so much. I'll have all of home in bloom before you know it. Oh, I see another one closed over there, Frank.
Don't let me hold you back, Julie.
Springtime salutations, my beautiful bud. Open up and come bathe in the sunshine. Mwah! Anyone in there? Can you hear me? I said that it's time for springtime. What's wrong? Are you feeling shy? There's no need to be. Your best bud, Julie Joyful, is here. In case you didn't know, that's me.
Julie, come over here, quickly! I think I found something in a sunflower, but I can't seem to pry it open.
Oh, one second, Frank. Maybe you're still just a little too cold. I don't like getting up early either. How about I let you warm up in the sun while I go get everyone else ready to go? I'll come back before you know it. That's a joyful guarantee. Hello, my mellow playfellows. Welcome to What Makes the Flowers Bloom, a helpful handbook to rainbow monsters. I'm your local rainbow monster expert, Julie Joyful.
You're also our local rainbow monster.
Yes, this is true. But what are you?
Well, I'm your local rainbow monster inquirer, Frank Frankly, of course. So, Julie,
Yes, Frank.
what is it that makes the flowers bloom?
I'm so glad you asked. It's quite a complicated query that requires an insightful and informative answer.
Really?
Yes, that's why I brought in some fellow experts in the flower field, Franny, Jonesy, and Bee Joyful.
That's right. Because if there's wilting abound,
Just keep an ear to the ground.
And follow that joyful sound.
That's where a rainbow monster's help can be found.
Oh, I was hoping this story would only be 5 pages long.
So, what is it that makes the flowers bloom? I've provided a root inventory acronym so that anyone can understand.
Ooh, I love a good abbreviation. What is it?
It's MHM.
Hmm.
No, Frank, it's
Yeah, My mistake.
No, Frank. The first M stands for monsters. Rainbow monsters. Just like me and her and him and her. But what is there to know about a rainbow monster, I hear you ask?
Where do they come from?
Where are they going?
How are they doing?
I certainly hope we can find out, Julie.
You will, Frank. Rainbow monsters are colorful creatures that help make the seasons groovy. We start off as baby blushes all cradled up in flower buds before growing up into big monsters just like me.
There's more to it than that, Julie. Rainbow monsters have special horns that grow in sunshine and shed when it's cold. Rainbow monster horns come in all different shapes and colors, but the bigger the better, obviously.
Did you say colour? I'm in the know on that one, sis. Rainbow monsters come in all hues too, from our heads to our roots, from our leaves to our nose. We stick to one colour, so that together we're totally kaleidoscopic.
Head, leaves, just like flower petals on a stem. A rainbow monster's hairdo shows off their big personality. The right hairdo can make a rainbow monster really stand out.
That's very interesting, but how does this make the flowers bloom?
You're getting ahead of yourself, Frank. You've got to think H.
H?
That's right. H stands for harmony.
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 Harmony?
Harmony's important to rainbow monsters. We go to sleep just like the flowers after we tuck everyone into bed for the weary winter ahead. Then when springtime comes, our melodious sounds wake everything up. It's a harmonious cycle.
Missing things again, Julie. Rainbow monsters sing together to help move the seasons along. Even the highest and lowest pitches are necessary to shaping springtime.
Singing's great, but musical instruments where it's at, friend. We totally look to our environment to create that righteous sound. A grotto, a tunnel, a meadow. We can find music anywhere.
Yes, but we don't do this all alone, Jonesy. Rainbow monsters live together in groups called a band. And a band of monsters are only as melodious as their harmony together.
Singing instruments. Fascinating. So that must be why the flowers bloom.
Not yet, Frank. We have one more letter left to go. The last M.
You're correct. M. Melody, merriment, mirth.
No, silly. Rainbow monsters love harmony, both sound and soul, and there's nothing more harmonious with rainbow monsters than, nature.
Nature? That doesn't start with M.
Nature. Rainbow monsters come from nature, and together we help take care of it like it takes care of us. So we all have to take on important responsibilities to make sure that nature keeps carrying on.
I'm why the drops do.
I'm why the grass grows.
I'm why the sun shines.
And I'm
Aha! You're why the flowers bloom.
Posy Tootly. So if you're curious about that beautiful flower bed that looks good enough to rest your weary head, all you gotta think is...
Yes.
Where did I see it? There you are! Over here, Frank!
It's never a leisurely stroll. Always, hurry, Frank, run, jump, do a cartwheel.
Are you ready for a very special presentation?
Ooh, yes, I love a good demonstration.
You've seen me open plenty of buds, Frank, but when's the last time you seen me do it up close and personal?
Oh, I don't know, Julie. This springtime, I'd say, and every time before then.
Yes, but did you write it down?
No.
So, that makes this flower opening an extra momentous occasion. Where to begin? As you know, a rainbow monster has many responsibilities. They push the rain to fall, they drive the seeds to burst from the ground, and they warm the hills and valleys.
I remember your family's motto. They say it so often.
But it's my responsibility to help the flowers bloom. My joyful disposition and radiant smile helps welcome them into springtime. With enough positivity, they'll be open all through home warming.
Oh, really? Then why hasn't this one bloomed yet?
I was saving them just for you. A live demonstration, remember?
Of course, Julie dear. How could I be so silly? Go ahead. I'll write it all down.
Thank you. Hello to you, my sweet sunflower, my gorgeous gardenia, my lovely lilac. Your Julie Joyful has come to see you shine. My delightful daffodil, my pretty peony, or even my marvelous marigold. There's no need to be afraid. You're amongst friends. Look, I've even brought someone special to come say hi. Go on, Frank. Say hi.
Oh, hello there. Yes, hello there. What are they saying?
I'm not sure. I can't hear flower before it blooms. Won't you come out and say hello to us? We came all this way just to welcome you into our home.
Yes, and our home is named Home. Frankly, I find it quite funny.
That is funny. Don't you want to come out and have a hearty laugh with us?
I didn't think it was that funny.
There's so many things to smile about out here. Once you know how nice it could be, I'm sure you'll be bursting to bloom.
Julie, what's the thing to do here?
Don't worry, Frank. Your Julie has just what we need. My Julie Joyful board game kit. A merry old time with all the doodads and gewgaws you could ever want.
Oh, no, not games, not in front of a stranger. This is a terrible first impression.
Come on, Frank. It'll be fun. You love playing games with your favorite Joyful in the whole wide neighborhood.
You're my only Joyful in the whole wide neighborhood. All right, fine. But we're playing with the Frankly rule card. No throwing bowling balls or backwards jumping rope, and certainly no surprise chess maneuvers. I know you're not allowed to combine the queen with the knight during chess, Julie. You can't trick me again.
The pieces are just keeping each other company, Frank. It sounds like somebody's just sore about losing the queen's favorite horsey.